episode will be sponsored by Above Average Apparel. Above Average Apparel. As of right now, the trucker hats are available to make it make sense. Trucker hats. You can shop for those at alwayzkuttn.com. Go to alwayzkuttn.com to shop. Now let's get to this segment, man. What's happening? It's Mr. Pringles the Barber, aka Alwayzkuttn's head honcho. I am him, not them. I am him, not them. Man, you already know we got Chef Case in here. I'm pretty sure y'all done seen Chef Case in the building before already. Y'all done seen Chef Case in here before. And I know a lot of y'all in the city of Columbus, Ohio, y'all done tasted this man's food, man. Outstanding. Extremely outstanding. The upper echelon. And I don't watch him grow, man. I don't watch him grow, man.
Came a long way, actually. Long way.
But the crazy part about him being a chef is, he actually went to culinary arts school. Yep. A lot of people didn't go there. They just be cooking.
Nope. Now they got the cheat code with TikTok.
Listen, so speaking of that, so if you don't know how to cook, you can just go straight to TikTok. Man, that shit crazy.
Got a cheat code. I ain't had that.
That shit crazy. So do you think that people look at your page and is it enough information on there for them to learn how to cook certain recipes and things like that?
To a degree. I mean, I feel like it's shortcutted because a lot of things that I do is still a long phase to do. Like, even like when I see certain breakfasts and stuff like that, a lot of people use the pre-made doughs and stuff like that. Everything I do it from nothing to something.
So do you feel like you like is it cool to educate the people on how to cook?
Yeah.
You probably get more of a following too.
I could.
Based
off what I cook and just like, okay, for instance, like my bread. When I did my last setup place, there was 4 or 5 people that asked me the recipe for my bread. You don't see people making bread on TikToks.
I ain't ever seen nobody.
Never.
Only time I done seen somebody make bread was like when they was selling drugs and when they was at work.
The only thing I've seen is from scratch is like certain people like bakers and stuff like that got a high following. They do that. But I mean, there's certain TikTokers that kind of go in depth with it. But for like most, no.
So the ones that do go in depth though, I'm pretty sure they getting paid from TikTok.
Like somebody said I need a cooking class.
That's what I'm saying. That you probably that's probably your next stage.
Cooking class?
That's what people making money off of right now. People making money off of education.
Yeah.
After you get the name, the next thing is to share it with the world.
I think now that I built a demand for what I do, now people want to like, especially just being able to use my creativity and giving it to other people. Now they want to learn the behind the scenes.
And you know how much that costs? I mean, you know how much you can make a lot of money off of that.
I could. There's a lot of things I could show.
You actually will. We're gonna do it. We're gonna say that.
I will. We're gonna speak it into
because that's how we got. That's how we got here.
You
know what I mean? We made it make sense.
We make it make sense here.
Always. So, this episode is actually about giving people their flowers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure that's something that's been passed around. You don't hear it too much no more.
Sure don't.
It's like once somebody has a word or a slogan that goes down the pipeline, everybody's saying it. For instance, make it make sense. You got that. That's one of those. But giving people their flowers, you don't really hear that too much no more. It was a few months. Maybe it probably rolled for about a good year.
Mm-hmm.
It rolled for about a good year. Drink Champs. That's where I first really heard it. I heard it on Drink Champs.
But we use it so much, but now that we sit back and analyze it, now it's like, dang. But then when you see somebody take it to another level, then it's like, oh, snap. But then there's some people like, oh, that's been around for a while, but ain't nobody give it the exposure that it gets now.
You're right. And nowadays, you got to pluck your own flowers.
Absolutely.
You definitely got to do that because Ain't nobody trying to give you no flowers, man.
Mm-mm.
It's all bad. Let me see. Okay. What is that hooked up to? Making sure that's going well. But yeah, so how is everything going as far as business?
Business is great. Business has been amazing. It's been made a huge turnaround, especially these last few months, because I was at a point and I've learned, you know, the more consistent that you stay, everything will fall into play. I was a few months ago, I was kind of like, do I want to still do this? Or am I doing it enough? Am I good enough? This, that, and the other. But my peers and my close circle are the ones that kind of be like, nah, you can't give up. Nah, just get out your head. That's what happened. When you get in your head, when it get all in your head and you don't just kind of like take time to analyze it for what it is, it corrupts you. And that's what happened. I got corrupted. But then when I just said, let me just take it day by day, and I've been way more consistent. It's been great.
So what was this like? Because I remember you was you got a second job,
Sort of.
but you don't need a second job.
I don't need it. No.
So
They asked me to stay.
And remember we was talking about how a lot of the times you can use the business that you got and you can create a second job out of it.
Absolutely. And we talked about that too.
Yeah.
And I did that. I just
Yeah.
haven't fully marketed, which is the barbecue sauce that we're about to launch too next month. Yes.
The barbecue sauce is fire.
Yes. So that's actually that's my next source that I'm working on. But I've been kind of taking my time to kind of start. I don't want to start too many projects and I can't delegate my time to it.
Exactly. Because everything is about time now. And I really feel like, to be honest, I feel like we don't even have enough time in the world right now.
No.
It seemed like we needed, instead of 24 hours, we need about
48.
We need 48
in a day.
Yeah.
In a day.
Because we got to have enough time to sleep, still do what the work you need to do. But you got to have enough time to fucking think.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got enough time to, what's happening, E-Way? What's happening? It's going down. Hey, make it make sense. Oh man, yeah. Y'all see Case? Case he tapped into the make it make sense. Trucker hats, man. Y'all got to make sure y'all gotta be a part of that. Be a part of that. I got something coming for y'all. It's a dialogue behind these hats, so nobody can't copy the recipe. It ain't gonna be no replicas and all that shit. If you don't get it this way and they don't have the dialogue with it, that shit is fraudulent. So back to the champ chef. So what is your definition? Like if you had to have your own definition of giving people their flowers, what would that be?
Show them more, giving them their, that's a good one. My definition of giving flowers.
They already here, E. I got them. They already in here. Yours is waiting right now.
My definition of giving people their flowers, like I would feel like just making those people notice, like or aware that you're appreciative of the things that they did for you to help you become who you are. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Like I got a handful of people that I talk to every day, even though they probably hear way more than enough. But I tell them, hey, I appreciate you. Or in situations like when I was down and out and I was all in my head, I called everybody back when I seen the change coming because they seen it or they told me like, get out your head and keep staying consistent. I called them same people back when I actually seen what they were telling me. Like, hey, I appreciate you. I know you probably don't hear this enough, but I tell you, I appreciate you.
You know what? You did do that because you called me. So a lot of people have a hard time doing that, showing their appreciation.
It's almost like not forgetting where you came from.
Don't forget where you came from. And you got a lot of people with pride getting away. Like no one wants to pay homage or I ain't gonna say homage, but pay respect to the person the people that helped them get to where they at.
Absolutely. It's like when they get to a certain point, then they kind of just, I think it's not, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a pride thing, but I feel like it gets to their head to where they just be like, now they're at that certain level that like, they're just like, I wouldn't say untouchable, but it's like, I did this on my own, and
You can't do nothing on your own.
No, you can't. You cannot. You can do but only so much.
You're only gonna get so far on your own.
So far. Because at the end of the day, just like for instance with you, I met you on a late night start, on a late night. That was a New Year's Day?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, every talk, every conversation that has happened, it has helped me become who I am today. Whether it was just like how you said, bro, I need you to make some seafood mac. You was like, I had some, boom, what'd I do? The seafood mac is what put me on in the city.
Yeah.
The seafood mac. I remember that conversation. You're like, bro, I need you to make some seafood mac. I sent you the picture. I still got the picture. I'm in my first batch, and it went crazy. That's what gave me the name for it.
Seafood mac. And it was crazy because it was just something so simple.
Very simple.
Something so simple.
Simplicity is key, especially when you're cooking.
I mean, I think simplicity is key.
But that's a lot of stuff
everything
too.
because
Absolutely.
You can overdo something and people look past it. It'd be the simple things that people focus on because it's like, damn, why is that so simple? It makes you stop and think. Back to make it make sense. It's simple. Simple.
Simplest things can go a long way. Just like if you eating out, most people season like with steaks. If you go to most steak places, steakhouses, they'll tell you exactly how they season it. You can season it the same way, and it'll be great everywhere you go. Simplest things, simple foundations go far.
So, what's one of the what's your key meal right now? Because you started out with the seafood mac.
Started out with the seafood mac.
Yeah.
Ooh, right now I got like 4 or 5 because I've been kind of changing it up. I've been getting a lot more creative. But I learned something too, though. But right now, my staples, definitely those taco bowls, definitely the lamb chops.
Those taco bowls, man, them taco bowls, fire.
The lamb chops right now is like really in high demand. Definitely those taco bowls. But I do got some new things coming. I got the beef ribs coming for sure soon. I got oxtails coming, so I'm about to start dropping a whole bunch of new heat coming real soon.
I ain't ever had no oxtails, man. And people be talking about the oxtails. I just never tapped into the oxtails.
Oxtails is cool. I like oxtails.
I mean, how the hell, like...
The cooking process is just like the same as if you're cooking stews and stuff like that. You do them low and slow to make them nice and tender.
Okay.
You can't cook them fast. Then they'll just be tough.
You know what you cook that I didn't have? Like, I probably had it only a few times out of my life. That's fire. Them damn lamb chops.
Lamb chops are crazy.
Man, them lamb chops. Man, listen, the ones that you got that we got for the fight when we commentated the fight. Yeah, by the way, YouTube got me on punishment for a week because I commentated the fight, because I was so excited due to the fact that I knew it was going to take place. And I did bet on the 7th round. So shout out FanDuel once again. But YouTube, man, y'all got to get me up out of there, man. But yeah, the lamb chops was crazy.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I definitely stole one from somebody because I took a bite on the way. Yeah.
Man, yeah. I just need to know this.
Yes.
When you decide to do that again, please I need to be a part of that. And the amount that was there. I was going through that. I think you had about 8 in each one or 4 in each? What was it? It was
You got what? Yeah, you got 8. You got 8.
Elegance, what's happening?
You got 8.
Yeah. I need that. Yeah. I need that. Those. That was a whole different ball game, man. The first time, I don't know what was the difference. What's the difference in the first time you cooked them and the time you cooked them for the fight?
The last time I brought them.
Remember the first time I was like,
they were grilled.
They were grilled.
I don't know.
I like mine like well done. Those was, I ain't gonna say it was well done. Nah, they was well done. Them motherfuckers was well done.
Yeah, because I remember how you told me.
Yeah. Them shits was crazy.
I definitely enjoyed one.
The best lamb chops in the city.
I definitely had a sample one, and I was pretty mad because I ain't eating nothing, but it's cool.
Man,
I don't eat the red meat no more.
Oh man, I was about to ask you about the fight, but I forgot you said you didn't even tap into the fight. Did you see the highlights?
Seen like one.
You seen the one that you needed to see?
I guess when he was coming up and he got like he made him like
When he
hit
hit
him
it.
that real good jab. And,
Nah, that wasn't
oh,
it.
that wasn't
you
it?
ain't get to
Okay.
see the one. You ain't get to see the body shot.
Oh yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely didn't get to see it then.
So
I was at a skate party. I was skating.
I didn't even know people was skating during the fight, man.
Man, what?
Man, y'all.
Some of the bro,
one
but
thing-
no, some of the bros, they was like me and my bro. He watched it in the car on his phone, like, so he
Okay,
kind of got like some
yeah.
highlights of it. But I think that that fight was definitely real because the skating rink wasn't that crowded, but it was still a nice vibe though.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen.
Gotta
Like I said, shout out FanDuel, man. It was going down.
I'm gonna have to tap into that. I'm gonna have to tap into that fighting game for sure.
So what would you say, like, name 3 people that actually like fully inspired you, that keep you going?
I'm gonna give you 5.
Okay, 5.
My
okay.
top 5.
Top 5.
My top 5 people.
Lineup. Barbara Will, what's happening?
My grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
That's number 1. My uncle down in Pittsburgh, and then you.
We get an applause, man. Is this?
You know what I'm saying? You for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my big bros from the setters. You know, so that's all 5.
That's good business. That's good business, man. Hey, I don't watch him go. I don't watch him reach all certain type of all goals, man. I remember we was talking about. The truck.
Yes.
We talked about the truck.
I got a lot of crazy. So I got a lot of crazy feedback about that. That was crazy. Not a lot. It's crazy. Not a lot of people know that I even got it. But when I pull up, when I do my deliveries, they be like, "Oh, he got it finally." I'm like, "Yeah,
man, you been had it."
I had it for a minute, yeah.
No, but this is what's crazy about having.
I had it for a minute.
I want to tell you. I want to share something with y'all. What's crazy about him having the truck? This dude tells me that he did what you call. My daughter just told me it's called drifting. I don't know if that's what it's called. I just call it damn burn.
I burn out. I spin the wheels.
Yeah,
that truck too big for me to try to slide down.
Man, he's spinning the wheel. The chef is spinning the wheels.
Speaking of, I need tires. I gotta get tires from burning all the rubber.
Tires. Listen, man, you don't need to spin.
But I understand why people with the Chargers and all that, anybody that got a Hemi, I understand why. It's the feel.
It's the feel.
It's the feel, man. What? If I had a Charger, I'd probably be buying tires every month.
So you drive fast?
No.
See, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me, because I felt I was that age before, and I
don't drive fast, but if I was to leave here and there was like a lot of kids and pretty women out there, I'll show off.
You'll show off, right?
I'll spin the wheels a little bit when I'm pulling off.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
I ain't gonna go too crazy though.
So one day I was leaving the bar late night one night, going somewhere that I probably shouldn't have been going. I had a new Cadillac DTS. This was like back.
That's the sporty ones too.
And that was back in that was a minute. That was like 2000 and I want to say 10. Yeah, 10. I had a cranberry. I had just got it with 30 days. Man, I'm leaving out drinking. It's snowing. Earlier that day, I seen a white boy, spinning all in a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that crossed my mind during the time while I'm driving, and I was on my way to somewhere. So I hit the apartment complex, and I'm like, damn, it's the perfect time to do it. It just, I don't know, something just clicked in. Like, this is the perfect time to do it. Now I got a Cadillac. The DTS is not actually the sport. It's the chill. Mustard and mayonnaise, you feel what I'm saying? All that on tires and all that, man. I'm a peanut butter interior. This is nice. So I decided to spin the tires in the snow. I sped up fast as I go, spun it. It was a decorative rock that was in the middle of the apartment complex. Big ass rock, clipped it. Man, I tore the whole fucking front off of it, the radiator, everything. Listen. Man, that shit was dripping alien blood. Listen, man, I had radiator fluid everywhere. So I drive home. Shit just dragging out of the bottom of the Cadillac. Get home, go to sleep. My girl wake me up and she like, you wrecked your car last night? Now, mind you, I was drunk. So I didn't even, I'm like, man, what did you talking about, man? Man, you tripping, man. So I get up, go look out the window. Man, I wanted to start crying. Man, I wanted to cry. That's how bad it was.
You remember the white Lexus I had? Back when you was over there? At the other spot? The white one.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I wrecked that one, I cried too. That was back in culinary school.
Oh, you wrecked. Oh, yeah. Hold up. You got a story about wrecking. Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me now.
When I wrecked that Lexus, I was hurt. I cried.
Hold up. You wrecked the
Lexus.
Hold up. Hold up, man. If I'm right, you wrecked your car because you was looking at
I don't even know.
You was looking at some cheeks.
Yeah. She was in a car. I was trying to get her attention.
Oh, I thought you said she was walking.
No, she was in a car. I'm here. She's here. I'm here. I'm looking like through the driver window, trying to like, what's up? The light turned green. She going. My gas pedal was sensitive, and I just underneath it.
So did she see that happen?
No, she sure didn't. She probably didn't pay me no attention.
Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, $13,000. That thing was total.
That's bad.
Don't even know what she looked like.
That's bad.
Epic failures.
But those are learning experiences, though.
Yeah,
that's a good learning.
It's not worth it.
Good learning experience. I want to say, my Cadillac. That ain't the only time I did that though. I done left the bar. I remember I went to the Dolph show one time, driving around the Bend real fast and swiped 5 cars. I didn't realize it till the next morning until when I woke up again. But that's another reason why drinking is all bad, man. I'm drinking tea, man.
Absolutely. I don't even drink no more. The last time I came home intoxicated, I fell asleep in the kitchen. So it was a bad day. I won't do it no more.
So you gave me a good segue into so you was trying to get the ladies' attention. And right now, we right here. So this is pretty much, you can say, promotion for yourself. This might be setting you up for speed dating or some shit. So due to the fact that from my knowledge, you are single. So I know there's women out there that are probably paying attention. They probably want to know what would be some of the characteristics that you would be looking for in your ideal woman. Because it ain't. It's
what? I'm glad you're saying this.
Because I'm gonna say this. It's not a wrong answer. You just got to make it make sense. Everybody got that piece that fits their puzzle. You can't. There's a lot of women in the world, but it's all about making sure that woman fits you.
So let me ask you this question before I answer that question.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Say you're a single man. Okay.
Say I'm single because I ain't single, so I'm gonna say I am at this point.
Say you're a single man, okay?
Yeah.
So you're in the barber field.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that can be a comparison because, I'll just say it this way. For me, for certain qualities that I would want in a woman, as far as most men like a woman that can cook, right?
You gotta be able to cook.
Majority of the women, they like a man that can cook. But they won't cook for me because they'll feel like I'm just
the one that cook.
Not that either I'm the one that cooks, or they don't think I'm just gonna be this big critic. I'm not the hard to please on the food side.
It's a catch-22 situation for you,
right?
Because you are a cook, so you would be expected to cook.
But then they don't think I'm going to like their cooking because they think I just got this higher end palate, and I don't.
Okay.
If I can eat Wendy's, if I can eat oodles and noodles. I can eat fast food like every day and just, I
want to do oodles and noodles. Is that one? Because I used to call them oodles and noodles too. And I stopped when I went.
It says it on the package.
Yeah, but it say ramen noodles too. So but I want to know, like,
it's a catch-22 to that too. I never understood it. I just always thought it was oodles and noodles.
I called them oodles and noodles,
but I would look for ramen.
I didn't start calling him Raymond until I became an adult.
Look, 4 for 4 bang at Wendy's. Thank you. See, somebody agrees.
Wendy's, yeah. You eat McDonald's?
No.
Okay, why don't you eat McDonald's? So you're a chef, so you're gonna tell the people what's
the quality for me at Wendy's is way better than McDonald's. And I used to work there for so long, so I was eating it for forever. I done got worn out. The only thing that's good at McDonald's right now is their Sprite. Their Sprite is crazy.
Not their Sprite, man. We can't
Sprite
be
is
drinking soda,
fantastic.
man. We ain't drinking that.
I
drinking
do.
water.
Or High C Orange.
My son be drinking that.
Mm-hmm. But as far as the single side, yes. Qualities I would look for.
Some of the characteristics that you would look for.
Some characteristics I would look for being single. I need some. You gotta be able to push me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. Pushing me is probably gonna be the biggest thing. Support.
Motivation.
Support.
Which one is motivation first?
Motivation first.
Support
is coming second, because then, you know, with me being an entrepreneur, and I've dealt with a situation like when I get up, if I don't get up and go cook, or if I don't do something that's towards my business to make money, I don't make no money. So it's like I got a hustle mentality that's always going. So it's like either she has to have that same mentality or understand that. Just like how they always say, like I'm never home. For the most part, I ain't never home, or I'm just always on the go because I got to figure out what's going to be the next move.
So you got to have a woman that understands that you're not going to be home like that. So she has to be able to be supportive in that nature, as far as understanding what type of man she has.
Because a lot of women, they like their man there a good amount of the time. I'm not always home. Only time I'm at home is at night, and then when I'm at home at night, I'm back working again.
But as an entrepreneur and as a man, I mean, I understand it makes sense, because I look at it like this. I mean, you can have both of you all could be entrepreneurs, but at the end of the day, you still the man. So like, it's like when it's time to go out to eat, you're still gonna be paying the bulk of bills, food, all that. So your moves would come first. So you would need her to support that.
And you gotta, like I said,
it's a balance though.
Yeah. Big balance. You gotta be able to push me. Like, I feel like you got that right person in your corner. She's, you know what I'm saying? She'd be able to pick up on different things, like when you're down and out or something like that. Or, hey, I got this other idea. What about doing this, doing that, doing this? Like, those are probably the top two.
She has to be aware and know what you think. So
she got to be understand. She got to understand me.
She got to understand you.
Got to understand me.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Got to understand me. So where would looks fall in your ranks? Between in your thing. Most go for looks. I don't.
I'm gonna say this.
To a degree.
I'm gonna say this. Oh my! Hold up! We done lost it. We done lost the sight. I'm gonna say, as far as looks go, when it comes to a woman, I'm a looker though. I like what I like. Man, I gotta have a look there though. But I also gotta have support, motivation. You gotta look like something, because eventually you gotta remember this. As time goes on, like, you still gotta be, it's gotta be an attraction somewhere.
That's true.
But at the same time, you don't want something that's you attracted to be missing like substance. Like, if she's not supportive, she could be bad as hell, but she don't support you. That's ugly. It don't make no difference how you look at it. That's not attractive. That's not an attractive thing. She doesn't motivate you. She could be bad as hell. She don't motivate you. That's not attractive. She doesn't understand you. She could be bad as hell and not understand you. That's not going to be attractive. Because a man, he's going to feel like, damn, she understand me. She know how I feel right now. She know when to say, I mean, she just, I don't know, you got to pay attention. That's all this is, just paying attention. If she pay attention to you enough, that means you know she give a fuck about you.
Absolutely.
If she doesn't understand you, it make you feel like shit. She don't give a fuck.
Some people take them looks like top tier. I couldn't do it.
I mean, but you got to think of this though. Depending on how long you've been in a relationship with a woman, because you can go get a woman and she could be, say, a 5 or a 4.
But then the personality and everything else will bring her up to that 10.
Okay, and what's going to happen to you as a man 5 years down the line?
I know yeah, that's true too. So it's
you're gonna
like
be looking at, it's like you got to have a balance in between there, to where you got to be attracted to something.
Absolutely.
But as you get older, you're gonna be really paying attention to more of who she is in the inside, though. I mean, that's how I notice, like, what she got going on in her head.
I go off what's here first and then the looks.
Yeah.
But I don't start with the looks, because you can get blindsided of it just by looks. I don't go off looks.
You'll run into a selfish person. You'll run into a person that's not genuine.
So I got a question. Since we've been talking about food, how often do you cook?
My woman cooks a lot.
Okay.
And that's probably something that I probably should. Like, I cook every now and then.
I don't cook at all. I'm just curious. I need to do better myself, though.
But I'm gonna say this. The reason why I don't cook like that is because it's all about how you raised. So my mom always taught me, like, she taught me to cook, but she always said, I'm teaching you how to cook just in case you get a woman that don't know how to cook. So in my head as a kid, I was thinking, like, and then she started young, like, because I was the oldest. I'm always thinking, like, well, shit, I'm gonna make sure I get a woman that can cook. So that's one of the major keys that I'm paying attention to. Like, if you can't cook, man, I mean, I'm gonna cook, but I'm gonna still now.
Can you cook in the kitchen, like, with your girl, like because I think
I would have to cook by myself. Like, I don't want you around me while I'm cooking, because I don't want, especially now. I get what you're saying about being a chef. You a chef, so if she's the cooker, like if that's what she does, I don't need you talking about, like, well, you should probably cut this up that way or do this and do that. I don't. Man. Yeah, just let me do what I do.
Because you can make a dish so good and use so many different ingredients that somebody's never even heard of or don't even like, and incorporate it. Like, a lot of things that I cook, I got customers that, like my brother, for instance, he don't like green beans, but he likes the way I make my green beans. I had a customer that don't like sweet potato. She took it, she tried them out for the first time. She enjoyed them. Like, but I'm sure, like, or my mother, there's a lot of things she don't like. But if I go in the kitchen and have her help me, can you not add this? Can you not add that? I don't like that. Yeah. But you didn't say that when I made it the last time. So it's like, can't do it.
I don't know. I think it's designed for people to fit people that fit them.
Look, I need my space. Get out the kitchen.
Yeah, like 9 times out of 10, if you meet a woman that don't know how to cook, this is the trick to it, though. Due to the fact that you're a chef, it's not hard for you to manipulate that situation still to benefit you, because you cook. So some of the most difficult things that somebody might find it difficult, you can explain it to her way easier than someone like, I don't cook like that. So
see, I'm not good at explaining. I can show you.
I mean, same difference. Because after she sit there and watch you, she should be good. But then you got to have the motivation and the passion to want to cook too. Mm-hmm. All those things go together with cooking. Like,
I'm cool being alone though. I'm cool. Like, don't step right here. Nah, I can't do it.
So could you date another cook, a chef? That would be crazy.
Could I date that would be different.
So you see what I'm saying? Now you see what I'm saying? That makes sense. Like,
but I've never met a woman in my field. Like, I got a couple female friends that are chefs, but never.
That would be odd.
It would be. It's like almost competing in a way.
Bingo. And that's the trick.
But even for most women even for most women that I've met, they were like, no, I would not cook for you. Straight like that. Because you ain't gonna like my food. You're a chef, what that got to do with anything? Y'all see half of what I eat now.
Man,
I couldn't do it. I dating a chef, that'd be different. I don't know.
It's like me dating a barber,
I s-
a female barber.
but how would that be?
I mean, because it's almost
What
somewhat.
y'all gonna do?
My
Compete
girl
on the
averted.
fades?
I mean, it's not a compete. It's more of like understanding the time. Like now, you got to remember, like if she's in the same field that you're in, y'all gonna be doing the same things as far as time. Like
Data Baker. That'd be different too.
so, say you all out. You
That'd be
always
cool.
you always
That'd be
gone. You always gone. She always gone. Somewhere, somebody gonna end up frustrated. You're gonna probably end up more frustrated than she is.
Yeah.
If your woman is not home,
Yeah, that'd be real.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
That'd be real.
at-
But you gotta have that understanding before y'all even go to that extent. To a degree too, though.
say she becomes a chef while we're doing a relationship.
You gotta go. You gotta go. I feel like you took what I taught you and all the recipes that I showed you. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Okay,
That's why I be scared to have people help me in my kitchen sometimes.
So you would look at it like competition, then
That or you just never know. Like
you couldn't see her being in the same field as you.
no,
It's not.
Bacon is cool. Bacon's cool because I'm not. That's not my strength. But if we both cook, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it.
So I'm just saying, where's the competition at?
Because it's like,
what would be the problem? Remember this, you got the chef women looking, so they want to know. Like,
I just feel like I would be challenged a lot in that situation. Like,
she hit you with, you wake up in the morning, she hit you like, oh well.
Okay, or if you're just having,
she got to go to whole catering in Cincinnati, and she's gonna be gone for the weekend. And you're like, well, hold up, I was about to leave, and she's like, well, I gotta go, I got a whole catering thing I gotta do. So you're like, well, I'm gonna go next weekend. So now y'all gotta juggle. Y'all got the same profession, so everything that you do, she's gonna be doing. Can you handle that? You already said you couldn't, but I'm
on the work side, yeah, but on the personal life, I don't think I could.
Well, how do you separate the work side and the personal life? Because that's
probably can't. You can't. You can't.
You can't see your woman doing the exact same thing.
Profession?
Yeah.
No.
And do you just think that's the way, just the genetic makeup of a man? It's just hard to like. So you probably would fit more of a woman that's working 9 to 5 because you are the entrepreneur.
I mean, there's other things you can do in the culinary field. Just don't do what I do.
Okay,
you got bakers. You got there's
so she got to go bake. I don't know what bakers do different than a cook besides the way the food is.
A baker, they just do straight breads, baked goods and things.
But that's still the same field though.
But a different tier.
So you ain't got no problem with her being in a different part of the kitchen.
That's cool. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Being in a different part, but not in the same part.
You just don't like the competitive nature.
Negative. Don't.
So she got to leave to go bake. And she's just like, she got to do.
Like I finally started making my own home. Like that's my sanctuary. Like, and I'm starting to get to the point where, because I pick up on energy, just like how we talked about.
Yeah.
One negative energy can turn a whole room negative.
That's what we were just talking about.
So I don't let nothing get a hold of my energy. No more.
Now I'm gonna speak about that because we just talked about this.
We just talked about that.
As far as, somebody asked me, one of my clients was like, I'll be building with everybody. We sit and chop it. We sit and chop it. And somebody asked me like, so when you look at your life right now, are you just completely happy with everything in your life? Like, and I was like, overall, I'm happy. And then we're thinking like, well, damn, you happy with it? I'm happy because I done been through so much in life that I don't let things on the outside affect me. Because even when it comes to people, you got friendships with people. Like, say you had a best friend when you was in school. I was just telling my daughter this. Like, I'm telling her, like, you're 11 years old. So by the time you turn 20, your best friend right now might not even be. You might even might not even know her. So you can't let her dictate anything when it comes to just you. You have to be happy with just you, because you don't even know, life gonna go on. Life gonna go on when you leave here. Life gonna go on when they leave you, or however it goes. So, and I learned that just I gotta be happy with me, and my source of happiness is always gonna be God.
Absolutely.
So, and as long as that's my source of happiness, I always be, I'm always gonna be good. But when you start relying on other people to dictate whether you gonna be happy or you good, you're gonna be fucked up. You're gonna have a whole bunch of valleys and peaks.
I don't let nothing kill my peace no more. But I think, but then it's like it gets to a point to where when you get, I've noticed when you like can't not let nothing affect you like that, you winning so much more. You know what I'm saying? Like even just with people, arguments, and everything else, it weeds out the weakness I've seen. Like I've learned to not let so much bother me to where it's like now when I met, like for instance, with people, when I match people's energies or treat them the same way they do me, when I don't let it affect me and I just kind of do them the same way they do me, they get mad. I don't get mad.
See, I do that, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this. I feel like people should be who they are. I don't need you to mirror me, because if you mirror me, that's not you being you. Like, so say for instance, say you got a woman that's like, say your woman mirrors you. If your woman mirrors you as a man, that's gonna be very irritating for you.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Because my big bro's on here right now, and we've been talking about this a lot. In your circle, you know what? No, I'm not even gonna say in your circle. What does the word accountability mean for you, and how often?
Accountability is a very, 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 very important word. And
Absolutely.
important that.
How often do you utilize that?
I utilize it a lot.
I've learned to.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, if you listen to people and if you just pay attention to how people move, no one wants to be accountable for their end. It's like, it's almost like, say you fighting with somebody, you wrestling, you got a hold of them. Instead of them just being like, all right, it's over with, they still trying to get out so they can keep going. Like, no, just be accountable for the fact that it's over with. This is it. It's over.
Right.
No one wants to be accountable. I'm cool with being accountable because I want to be accountable for my end.
You got to.
That's what helps you grow.
Absolutely.
Without accountability, you don't grow.
Absolutely.
You're going to stay in the same place and you're going to keep going over the same things over and over again, which is insanity.
I'm big on that. Anybody in my circle, I hold everybody accountable. From even people that like, and it's not even in my circle. I've been lately on the strength of if I see potential in somebody, I'm gonna push it. Or if I see that somebody's trying to do better or whatever, I'm gonna hold them to that standard to do so.
Question.
Let's hear the question.
How did you get to the point of not allowing things to bother you or affect your energy, or what steps did you take? I don't know if it came late, but
that's a good question. Prayer for one.
That was a good one. He started out good. He said prayer.
Prayer for one. And then, what was the rest of the question?
How did you get to the point of not allowing things to bother you or affect your energy, and what steps?
I think that more so came with growth. So if something happens to me, I just sit back and I know that it happened for a reason. It happened. So anytime something happened for a reason. Well, I know the reason out the gate, not always, but it's either I had to learn something from that situation or I'm being taught something. So instead of me, like if I was to go out and, you know what, that's crazy because I asked a friend of mine that, but I just think through different situations. I sit back and I think about things, and I just try to pinpoint different little pieces out of it to help me kind of yeah. I definitely pick out little pieces to help me kind of gauge that one all together. That's a good one.
And I'm gonna add to it because we already
That's a
pretty much
good
said
one.
we
That
pretty
one
much
struck me.
said that
Some
you gotta
like
have
prayer,
your
meditation.
you gotta have your focus on something greater than you, because at the end of the day, life is about self-control,
Absolutely.
self-control, self-awareness, and when you self-aware, that means you know yourself. Period. You might have a flaw about you, but as long as you're self-aware about it, somebody else can be upset about the flaw that you have. However, you being upset about my flaw should not dictate anything with me because I'm self-aware of myself. Like now, the problem is when you're not accountable for the flaw that you may have.
That's what it is.
And you try to overlook it like it ain't one. Me, I like to be able to bring everything to the table about my flaws. Like, okay, I'm gonna talk about my strengths and I'm gonna talk about my weaknesses. That way you can determine whether we rocking or not. Like, can you deal with who I am? Because I got to deal with who you are. So I don't want to deal with somebody you try. It's something called the mirror effect. You know what the mirror effect is?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know if I
This
know.
is,
But I feel like
this
I've
is
heard.
what the mirror effect is. The mirror effect is when someone is basically carrying themselves or being the person they feel you want them to be. So instead, just like you coming in here, if you came in here and being who you thought I wanted you to be on the podcast, instead of you coming in here as Chef Case, is the mirror effect. Majority of society is basically living the life of what they feel people want them to be. No one wants to be themselves because society has all these different rules and these gates, and they box you into what this is what it's supposed to be. And the people that get ahead are the people that think outside the box and don't have no limitations.
So to go back to that question, I would say with you saying that, how I learned how to deal with a lot of things too, and then with you saying that, I've always was taught to be the best image of yourself. Be the best you 100% of the time.
You're right.
So, I know for sure I'm not perfect. I learned through all my different situations, but it's like it's either you're gonna take me for what it is or it's not. But I've always was taught to be the best image of yourself.
You got to be the best image of yourself because you damn sure can't be the best image of somebody else.
Nope.
And that's what people get twisted, and that's a lot of things. That's what's going on a lot because you got social media, so everybody wants to be somebody else.
But I've learned even when I was younger, I've gained a lot more respect just being myself.
You always will,
and I've noticed that because like I would see, coming up, there was always these different crowds of people. Everybody. There was some people that was trying to do something to fit in with a certain group of people because they had a lot of attention, this, that, and the other. I gained majority of everybody's attention just being me. So why would I not? Why? So that's how I've always been. Like I've never tried to go out my way to be something that I'm not. Because then, it's not worth it. I've learned that for sure.
Because you're gonna gain it. The people that don't want to fuck with you for being you, that's fine.
You're gonna build because then you got to build an image that you got to keep on continue to keep creating.
So you creating yourself to be fake.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that.
You spent. I need an official lineup. Yeah, Goonie. Hey man, get that Alwayzkuttn.com, man. Jump on that Alwayzkuttn.com, man. Yeah. And book regular haircut. And it's gonna because you don't want me to book it. Because if I book it, it's gonna be 100. Yeah. And I'm trying to I just gave you the discount way, Goonie. The discount way is to go ahead and book it online.
I don't never book my appointment. I'm always late.
Yeah, and I don't have too many people. A lot of people don't book their appointment. They just do just what he just did.
I do it late.
And he do it too. Case do it too.
Every time.
But yeah, man. At the end of the day, yeah, it's all about being yourself. Stick to that because you got a ceiling when you're trying to be somebody else. And that goes back to what we was talking about as far as that when you was like when you mirror somebody else. I did that, but I don't really like to try. I don't like to do that because when you do that to me, I don't want say in a relationship. I don't need you to do what I'm doing to you because it's not gonna work right. Because that's the whole that defeats the whole purpose of us being together. I wanted to be with something opposite of me, not something of like if I wanted to just be me or deal with me, I would just be with me. So say as a man, do you feel like you communicate? Do you feel like you're the communicator in a relationship?
Ooh.
Or do you feel
if I'm
like
comfortable?
If you're comfortable, and you know, and I'm gonna say this, the reason why a lot of men don't, because when you start to communicate, that's showing your vulnerability. That's showing you open up.
And I've learned from, I'm not big on talking. I don't do that. I don't communicate at all. But I've learned, hold on, but with you saying that, I've learned something. When you don't express yourself or communicate, it builds up.
Right.
It builds up, and then when something triggers that situation,
now you got an explosion.
I've learned that.
And it's really bad for a man.
That's terrible.
It's terrible for a man because the man is the natural, it's like a bear.
You poke that bear wrong.
Yeah, you keep poking.
He gonna bark.
Yeah, he better not bark.
Bite. He gonna. But you know what I'm saying.
But yeah. You don't. It's just different. You don't really want your woman to do the same things as you. Like say your woman, you don't communicate. Now you got your woman, she don't communicate. You would be looking for her to communicate due to the fact that you're not communicating. But so if she mirrors you, y'all are going to just dwindle away and fall apart. She's not. It's not going to work that way.
It's not going to work.
No,
it's not. That'd be terrible. I'd rather be by myself at that point.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense for the person to like the woman, because the woman should be being the woman in the situation, and the man should be being the man in the situation, and neither party should be being the other person.
That's just like crying. That's just like even men crying.
Yeah. Like how often do you like?
I don't.
You're not gonna see that.
You won't.
So if your woman is she's crying, and then you like, damn, so she's crying, and something happened, and you just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna cry too, because
there's nothing.
It's nothing wrong with crying.
There's nothing wrong with crying.
But you gotta have a real good ass reason to cry, because what I'm saying
I'm not crying. It has to be something really like serious. But then there's but a lot of people, they won't like. Just for instance, like I had a situation, or for me, I think since I'm not big on emotion and stuff like that, it builds up. So like,
it ain't just you not big on emotion.
But I'm just saying,
it's been you as a man. You probably not gonna be big.
But you gotta have an outlet to let that out.
And you probably go cook.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes there's sometimes you just want to have a random cry. You never had that?
Hell yeah, I done had it, but nobody would see it.
Never.
No,
I thought I was crazy. I called friends and like, hey, I think something wrong. They like,
nah, that
just cry.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because once you know what'll happen, it'll be so much shit going on in your life, and then you'll start thinking, and it might be a song that come on, and that's what it'll be.
It happens to me quite often. Yeah, I'll watch a random movie, and I'll just feel like I'm like. What's wrong? I'm serious. It happens. Man.
But you're not gonna do that with your woman.
I won't do that with nobody around.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you what. Once a man get to the point, like he gotta really feel safe. He gotta feel safe. If he does not feel safe, he ain't going. Because he gonna feel like soon as we fall out, we have a situation.
Oh, you saw?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you ain't gonna get that out of him like that. Yeah,
I'm not. I be having them moments. I be watching the funniest
Mom
movies.
said definitely the music triggers it. Yeah,
I'm serious. Music or movies. Like I'll be sitting like recently. I was cutting up vegetables and stuff, and I'm just like, and I'm like, oh, what's up with
that
me?
might
Like,
have been the onions though.
no, it wasn't no onions. It was just vegetables. Like I be having a lot built up that I don't express. I be I'm serious.
I understand.
I call so many friends like, hey, I need a vent or something.
Now I'm gonna tell you this. This is what's crazy about it, right? Women deal with their emotions more throughout their life than men.
Mm-hmm.
So they conditioned to deal with those things. Men, we hold that in from like.
And then another thing, I think for some men, though, if you're busy enough, you don't have time to deal with those emotions.
That is a fucking fact. That's that right there.
And I think that's true. I think that's probably a
good portion of it. Reason,
big portion. Like I don't never sit time, and I think so when I do get alone, or I'm just by myself, or something like music or something triggers it, then I'll be like, oh snap, I'm about to have an episode. But then I hurry up and trying to figure out something else to channel it off again. But yeah, that
he said, "Oh no, I'm about to have another episode."
I'm for real. Man, listen.
I understand, man. It's a lot.
That's
lot.
real.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I remember. I think the first time I like let down like my guard a little bit, it was my big bro Phil at the skating rink, and I think I had lost a relative, but I ain't cried like the whole time. I was kind of cool, and then he was like, "You good, bro?" And I hugged him, and he's like, "Let it out, bro." He's like, "Real." He's like, "Men cry, bro." I'm like, all right. And I can't do it
because
though,
because it's like
it's a pride thing. It's the pride. Sometimes you gotta lower your pride, man.
Because then you gotta walk back in that same room with them people eventually.
Like, you all right? Like, man, come on, I'm good. Yeah, like I'm straight. Get right back.
See, women can. I mean, it's cool for a woman to do it because as a man, you're a protector, so you want to be able to see her cry and be like, "Oh, it's good," and hold her. You don't really want to be sitting there and you break down and she be like holding you because now you're thinking like, okay, well that's cool. I feel safe, but as long as you don't in the future, like you switch lanes with me, you don't. Yeah, you don't
my
want
biggest
that
enemy at that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
That emotional side gets real, man.
Well, yeah, man, we gonna get out of here, man. We tapped in, man. We did a good. This is a nice one.
More often. Gotta do it more often.
Definitely. You got anything you want to tell the people?
Hold on. How much do plates cover? Plates vary just depending on what I'm cooking. But since I got people watching, I will be cooking tomorrow, so please don't miss out. What was I making? The honey chipotle chicken wings. I think you had that on the last plate with the macaroni. Yeah, I'm doing the honey chipotle wings tomorrow. So
I might need one of those. Definitely.
That was crazy.
You gotta come back in. Yeah, you should be due by the.
I'll be due pretty soon.
Yeah, man. So you got anything there, man? Tell them how to reach you.
I can be found on Instagram _Chef Case. I can be on Facebook as well. It's Casey Jones or Chef Case.
That nigga, hey, go to
food truck.
He got a blue check next to his name. He got his personal page is Tory Lanez.
Listen, do you know how many times I get that?
Yeah, that shit funny. Because you shouldn't have shot her, bro. You ain't had no reason to do that.
I get that Tory Lanez talk every time, man. I just ain't. Listen, I'm telling you now.
He got all this.
If that goes away, it's over. I ain't getting later. No,
you good.
We good.
What he say? All I wanted was a new Mercedes.
As long as my top don't go, we're good. I can't lose that.
Yeah, man. Well, man, make sure y'all go ahead, cop a plate from Chef Case, man. Hey, don't forget July 23rd, the Ohio State Barber Expo. Make sure y'all step into that, man. It's going down, and I will be hosting the class, hair unit class, hair replacement class, man weave class, or whatever you want to call it, man. Man, yeah, make sure y'all tap into that. Y'all can get the tickets on eventbrite.com. Man, it's gonna be the biggest barber show in Ohio. Chef Case gonna be there.
I'll definitely be. Wait, what is it again?
July 23rd.
Oh, I got time. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, you got time. You might want to get you a table, set up some merch, man.
Ooh,
Right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have to do
Sauce.
Sauce.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That gives me plenty of time too. That's what, about 2.5 months.
Teddy, what's happening? Lines by Leak. Hey, y'all coming right in when we about to get up out of here, man. But yeah, man, we up out of here, man. You know, it's Mr. Pringles the Barber, aka Alwayzkuttn's head honcho. I am him, not them. I am him,